My name is Jasmine. I care for my grandma who has Alzheimer's, and I've cared for her for a couple of years. Prior to that, I was caring for my mum since I was really young. So caring for my mum, there was a lot of personal care, including feeding her. Towards the end of her life, she was getting fed through a peg tube. So she'd have to have like this sort of like bag set up that goes through a tube, and have to like put cans in it and stuff. There was a lot of just tending to her, making sure she didn't choke on her own saliva. So we had a suction tube that we had to use, helping her in and out of a wheelchair or in and out of bed. Pretty much anything that you would regularly do for yourself day to day, we had to do that for her. For my grandma currently, a lot of it's more just around making sure she's not hiding snacks in her room, and cleaning up anything. She hides bananas in her drawers that go rotten and we have to find them. Prior to that, it was a lot of just like making sure she had food in the house and, you know, paid her bills on time, all of that general support, and just emotional support as well. I took on my caring role for my mum because it was family responsibility, I suppose. Realistically, you know, it was just myself, my dad, and my mum, and my sister at the time. My sister moved and ended up staying with her dad. So, you know, my dad had to rely on me to also help looking after my mum, and it was a big job. For caring for my grandma, I took on that role because my sister and I are her only family in Perth. I think as a young carer, going on those camps and being with other people my age who are in similar situations helped me feel understood, helped me feel not so isolated and maybe a minority in some ways, because at my school there weren't really any young carers in my peer group. And I always felt a little bit embarrassed about, you know, my mum being in a wheelchair, not being able to talk or anything, and I guess all the stares and stuff that I would get if my dad and my mum would come to meetings, or, you know, the classic parent-teacher meetings or anything like that.